Alright, welcome back. It's the NFL Exporter. We're here to finish out the rest of the Week 11 matchups in the NFL 2013-14 season. Next game is the Green Bay Packers at the New York Giants. Should be a real interesting game. The Packers come into the game, again, without quarterback Aaron Rodgers, so this is a completely different offense. Obviously, they'll look to lean on the run with running back Eddie Lacy, and I think that they can be effective at running the ball, although the Giants' defense has been playing a little bit better lately. Ultimately, I think this game comes down to Eli Manning and the Giants' offense. That offensive line has not played in particularly well this year. However, running back Andre Brown was able to eclipse 100 yards rushing and a touchdown. Really gave the Giants a much needed balance on their offensive attack last week. I'm quite sure they'll look to continue to give him the ball to try to provide some type of balance. Eli Manning is also a quarterback who likes to use play action pass. He has the weapons in the passing game with Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks, Ruben Randall, and Brandon Myers, but like I seen last week in the game against Oakland, too many miscues, too many mis-execution plays. Whether it be wide receivers open, but Eli, due to pressure, is unable to deliver an accurate ball, or the receivers just not making the plays necessary when the ball's in their hand. Eli Manning has really been off this entire year, just hasn't had the rhythm, but I think that is ultimately the key. With a backup quarterback being in for Green Bay, I think the Giants can limit what the Packers do on the ground, and ultimately if that offense can get clicking, this is a game that I feel that the Giants could and should win. Like the Redskins, the Giants, at 3-6 are only one loss behind first place in the NFC East. So I think that they'll play with a sense of urgency, and I feel this is the game that they can win. I like the Giants in this one, 27-20. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. I really expect for Seattle to come out and dominate this football game from the jump. The last home game that Seattle had was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it was a huge letdown. They got down 21-0 before they woke up and got into the game, and Russell Wilson, as he does, was able to bring Seattle back for the victory. But this is a game where we expect wide receiver and playmaker Percy Harvin to make his debut for the Seahawks. This is his former team, so I'm quite sure Seattle will be motivated. And when you look at the matchups across the board, Seattle pretty much has favor in all categories. Obviously, Russell Wilson being one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, Marshawn Lynch being one of the best running backs in the Football League, and the Seahawks defense being one of the better units in the NFL. So I would expect for Adrian Peterson to do the normal damage he does on the ground, but I really like Seattle winning this game to improve to 10-1 in a runaway at home, 34-14. Next, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos. Obviously, this is the big game Sunday night that everybody is talking about, and I believe this is a game that the Denver Broncos will win. I understand that Kansas City does have one of the best, if not the best, defense in the NFL right now. I know they have the personnel to match up with the Broncos, but ultimately, pass protection is the key. And that's what we're going to look for. Now, Kansas City has not played the most powerful teams in the NFL, but I don't want to take any credit because they've beaten the teams who are on their schedule. However, it is on the offensive side of the football where my worries are concerned here. Now, when I look at this matchup on offense, we know that Peyton Manning and company, the damage they do, I don't see them not scoring points, but they can be slowed down. But in the end, I do believe they'll put up enough points to win this game. For me, the keys to the game are as simple as this. If Kansas City can get constant pressure on Peyton Manning all game, and they do have the personnel to do that with players like Tamba Ali, Dontario Poe, Tyson Jackson, and Justin Houston, okay? But we know that Peyton Manning is the master at calling plays to offset what the defense is trying to bring. Now, Kansas City also has good cornerbacks, so life may be a little bit tough for Demaryius Thomas and Eric Decker, but I don't think Kansas City has a player to keep up with Wes Welker, and I think that Wes Welker will be the X factor this week in the slot. I also don't see Kansas City having a someone to match up against Julius Thomas, who has really established himself as pretty much the best tight end in the NFL this year, besides Jimmy Graham and Rob Gronkowski. To me, if Kansas City has any chance at winning this game, Jamal Charles has to run the ball effectively. They're going to have to play ball control offense, which is something they already do. But if Alex Smith and he's the wild card to this, wants to break the mold of being called a game manager, this will be the game to do it, because he's going to have to put up some points. That offense is going to have to put some points up in order to last in this one. I think it'll be a tough game. Kansas City played Denver very tough at home last year, and again, they have the personnel, but ultimately, I don't think the Chiefs have enough on offense. This game is in Mile High Stadium. They will play again in 2 weeks, so for this week in particular, despite how it turns out, I think that Denver will win this game. I like them 31-17 at home. I just think that, again, Peyton Manning has too many weapons on offense, and I don't see Kansas City's offense being strong enough to put up enough points, but this is a game that everybody's waiting for. Last but not least, we have the New England Patriots traveling to the Carolina Panthers for a Monday night matchup. Again, it's a similar situation. The Panthers do have one of the best defenses in the league. However, Tom Brady has all of his weapons fully equipped. They've been able to get the running game going with Stephen Ridley. They also have Aaron Dobson, a rookie wide receiver, Danny Amendola in the slot, and Rob Gronkowski has definitely asserted his dominance since he's been back in the lineup. When I look at Carolina, again, they do have the recipe, like Kansas City, to slow New England down, but I don't see them being able to put up enough points on the offensive side of the football. Wide receiver Steve Smith is not the same player as he used to be. He hasn't even had a 100-yard receiving game all year, and the running game is going to be pivotal for Carolina. They are happy to have Jonathan Stewart back, so they do have Stewart, D'Angelo Williams, and Mike Tober. I expect them to try to pound the ball and play ball control. And on the defensive side, Carolina, again, they have the personnel. I like Thomas Davis. I like Luke Kelce. I like Greg Hardy. I like Charles Johnson, but I don't think it's enough to sustain against a New England team who's fresh off a bye week. They've had more than enough time to prepare, and I do expect for Tom Brady and company to find a way to win this football game. I like New England on the road in this one, 24-20. All right, that'll wrap it up for the NFL Exporter, Week 11 in the NFL. We'll be back to talk a little fantasy football.